Hello. So we just got out of the movies. I'm here with my niece Anaí. And I haven't really recorded just because Sebastian has been sick. And that's a whole story I have to talk about later because right now I'm driving. But we just saw The Conjuring 2 and then we liked it. We thought it was a pretty good movie. Huh, Anaí? But there's a few parts that made us jump. But anyways, right now I'm gonna go pick up my sister and her kids, her other two kids, because we're gonna go eat somewhere and then we're gonna go bowling. I don't know, so I'll record more later.
Oh, look, Larry.
Bye.
Bella.
Me, we're going bowling. I mean, we're at bowling.
Where are we going? Oh,
So we are home now. It's already like what time is it at night? It's 1:53. And when we got back from bowling, we just came home and my brother came over and his family, and then they were just drinking here and we're just hanging out. So now we're just hanging out and my niece is still here. She's been with me the whole weekend. But he's like my braid. I just made this braid. I love my braid. Anyways, but yeah, so I haven't been recording a lot because Sebastian has been really sick. Like he broke out into this horrible rash, which I'll probably record him tomorrow because right now it's already late. He's asleep. But all over his body, his mouth, everywhere. And he has a cough. And he had a fever for 2 days and he was crying and crying and crying. Like, oh my god. Anyways, but I'll talk about that later. But right now they're just watching old videos. But yeah, we're about to just watch some movies and just hang out. But yeah. Hello. So I wanted to come on here quick. I'm at work already. It's Sunday night and I didn't really do much recording this weekend. The reason was because Sebastian got sick on Wednesday night. He was very fussy at night. It was already Wednesday night he was like crying and crying and crying, like a lot. Like we barely even slept. So Thursday when we woke up and I took my boyfriend to work, I took Sebastian with me because of how he kept waking up like every 10 minutes, 15, crying for a really long time. Like I didn't know what else to do. I gave him Tylenol or ibuprofen just in case something hurt, but I mean, I don't know what was wrong with him. So then on Thursday, when we woke up. Oh no, on Wednesday we noticed that he was scratching and he had a few bumps on his legs. But I didn't think anything. So then on Thursday, when we woke up, we noticed that his rash, like the bumps. Okay, I need to retrack because I'm getting confused. On Tuesday was the night that he did not sleep, okay? Because he kept getting up, like, constantly all through the night. It was crazy. And he didn't want nothing to do with me. He wanted his dad and his dad and his dad. So then on Wednesday, he had a few bumps on his legs. So then that night on Wednesday, it was almost the same thing, but it wasn't bad. Like, he kept crying, and then he was itching, and of course, we bathe him. We do our nightly routine with a Dove, you know, for sensitive skin, put on his lotions, and put on long sleeves, because we have an AC in our room, so he's not hot or anything, because it's been really hot. We put on his pajamas, you know, long sleeve pants, long sleeve shirt, pants, and all that, so he doesn't scratch. But he kept crying, and so on Thursday, when he woke up, he had just little bumps all over his arms, legs, on his butt, all around his mouth. And I was like, what the hell happened to my child, you know? And I told my boyfriend, because he went to work, you know, and Sebastian was asleep. So when I called him, like, I texted him right away. I'm like, I need to take my son to the hospital. And he's like, why? And I'm like, because, you know, this happened and all this stuff. And then he had a fever. He had a really high fever. So then I gave him ibuprofen. Well, on Wednesday he had a fever also. I gave him ibuprofen on Wednesday. Thursday, when he had like this rash, I gave him ibuprofen again. But he was like so attached to me, he didn't want to do anything. I couldn't get up, not off the couch at all. And, you know, I had to give Emily her breakfast, so I was like, you know what, I have to go. I got Emily some cereal, and he was crying, screaming, running to the kitchen, grabbing onto my shirt. Like, this is like the worst I've ever seen him. So, okay, got it together. I don't like talking about my kids being sick because it makes me emotional. Well, maybe it's like a little cold, but just the way that he was, it was horrible. Anyways, so he was like clinging to me, like grabbing onto me. Like, I sat with him all day that day because he was like right here. He wouldn't let go. He didn't want anything to do with anybody. And it was just horrible seeing him like that. Anyways, so then, you know, my boyfriend's like, well, we'll take him to the hospital. Oh, because I was like, I don't know if I should make him an appointment or just wait until you get off it. We'll just take him to the hospital, because I would not go by myself. Hell no. I probably would have been like, I hate hospitals to begin with. Like, I'm terrified of them. And I have taken Emily like to the hospital a few times, and I couldn't go by myself. So anyways, and it was like 1, so, you know, he's gonna get off soon. So anyways, he's like, all right, well, we'll take him to the hospital. I'm like, you know, I didn't make him an appointment. Well, I didn't want to make him an appointment because it was too late in the day, and I'm like, they're gonna tell me to come in tomorrow. I'm like, I want to take him in today. So that's why we're gonna take him to the hospital. But I was like, you know what, I'm gonna call them anyways, you know, hopefully they'll see me today. So I called, and then sure enough, they did fit me in. You know, they're like, come in at 3:30. So I was like, okay, good. So then I was like, oh my God, how am I gonna do this? You know, I have Emily. So she went and picked her up. So anyways, I took him to his appointment. You know, we went in, the nurse saw him and all this stuff, and he was crying. He was probably the loudest baby like they've ever heard. Like, he was just crying, grabbing onto my shirt, trying to climb on me like a little monkey. Like, I was like, what are you doing? And I was holding it in so bad. You know, I wanted to cry so bad, but I held it in. He wouldn't let the nurse touch him. He just didn't want anything to do with anybody. So, you know, after the doctor came in, his regular doctor wasn't in, so another doctor got to see him, which was a woman. And for some reason I feel more comfortable when it's a woman. His doctor, his real doctor, it's a guy, but I don't know. I've always liked woman doctors better than guy doctors. But anyways, let's be on the point. So then she was like trying to speak to me, but he was crying so loud, like screaming. She was like trying to play with him, trying to calm him down. Nothing she would do would calm him down. It was just making it worse. And she was like, you know, we couldn't talk because I couldn't hear. She started talking about the bumps, and she's like, were you guys like playing in grass? Like, was he playing in the grass or something? She's like, or with like dirt or like bark, like little, you know, the little branches, whatever you call them, come off the trees. And I was like, yes. I'm like, we went to the lake just a few days ago. And she's like, okay, that's what it is. He just got like a reaction from playing with all that, and since his skin is so sensitive, he just broke out. So she prescribed an ointment that's like a stronger type of, I don't know, it's just an ointment. It almost looks and feels like Vaseline. And she gave me up to 2 refills, which is good because the other stuff that he's been prescribed before, they only let him have it 1 time. The fever was due to just, he had sores in his mouth. Like, he had like little sores, I think that's what it's called. And I didn't know he had them in his mouth. I know he had them outside, and I thought it was like the hand, foot, and mouth disease or whatever, but it wasn't that. And I didn't know he had them in his mouth. But when we were on our way there, I gave him a piece of banana, and he took a bite out of it, and I'm looking at him through the mirror, you know, to see if he was eating it. And it was so funny because he takes a bite, and then he goes, and he looks to the side, and he's just looking around, but he's not chewing. And I'm like, what is he doing? So then he goes, spits it out. I was like, you know, wondering if he had something in his mouth. And yeah, she told me he did. He had sores in, like little sores? That sounds funny. But anyway, so that's why he couldn't eat, and that's why he had a fever. He also had a cough, like a little cough, and that's why he had a fever too. So anyways, that's all that happened. You know, we went and got his medication. We've been putting it on him, and he's still been cranky, like he's still been crying. And so that's what happened. So that's why I didn't really vlog, because on Friday it was like, you know, I was just with him, and my niece was with me all weekend. And it was just, you know, he's still a little like fussy, not as much. So like he'll play all day, and then he'll have like his little moments where he just wants to cry. But I think he just wants the attention. And on Saturday we went bowling, and we went out to eat with the whole fam bam. Well, he's better now. His eczema, like the ones that were circles, like, and inflamed, like they were like inflamed, like they looked horrible. That first night that I put lotion on him, the next day the inflammation went down big time. I was like, I told my boyfriend, look, I'm like, the inflammation like right here is the worst. I'm like, it went down like big time, you know. He looks a lot better. And now all of his little, like his rash, like he has little scabs, and they're like coming off. Like he's doing a lot better. So yeah, it was just a really bad weekend. I hope he doesn't get sick like that again, him or Emily. But yeah, it was sad. So that's why I didn't really bother. I was like, I felt like I had no energy. I was stressing out. I was sad. I had all these emotions. Even though when I'm bowling, I was like, I got distracted from all of it. And, you know, and I was like trying to have a good time. But deep down I had like that. And I would see him, how he was like kind of fussy. And I was like, oh, my poor child, you know. So that's pretty much all we did. Today, Sunday, we didn't do anything. We were just at home. And that's all we did. So yeah, hopefully next weekend will be better. I think the family is planning on going camping again, but this time not to the coast. This time it's like close by, you know, and they actually have bathrooms and stuff there, not like over there. But anyways, so I will see if I'll vlog that time, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.